What's up, YouTube? I am doing a project here, and my wife bought a crap ton of these things. I think like 18, 24, something like that. Not this flavor or smell, but a bunch of different smells. And so I am building a mount so she can put them all in. So they don't tip over, because when these things tip over, we found out that they like corrode paint and like do all sorts of nasty stuff. So yes, it's sealed up. Yes, it's not likely to do that. But just for good measure, I'm going to build a little contraption for them all to be put in. Introducing a foam block. This foam block actually came from an Omaha steak that my in-laws have that they ship it in. I have already done some work here. You see I have the drill press. I have my redneck rig to try to keep the mess down to a minimum with my shop vac. And effectively what I found out is every 1 3/4 inches is where these holes are spaced. So you see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I can fit 15 on 2 rows. So I should be able to do 2 more of these and have way more than enough than hopefully she can ever buy. But if not, that is totally fine, because I could always extend it out if I needed to. But I think in this case, once I get done, I'll get my foam cutter and I'll just cut a line somewhere down here and keep going. Unfortunately, I do not have a video mount because my kids have lost it, but that's okay. They will find it soon, I hope, or be buying me a new one. Anyways, yeah, just sit back and watch, and you can kind of see how this works. Okay, so I'm just kind of going at this just free-handed. And what I have here from the top to this first row in the center right here is roughly 3 centimeters. And then if you go down to this next row, it's roughly at 7. So I'm going to repeat this same distance because, you know, I got 3 and then I got 4. So I'm just going to go another 4 down from 7. So that's going to put me right at 11. So I'm going to put a little mark right there. And then I'm going to get my giant T-square. And I have this little cutout here that I messed up on whenever I was cutting this, I don't know, over a year ago. And I'm just going to draw a line right here at this 4-inch mark. Straight down. Okay, pretty simple. Now, what I figured out here is this first one is 1.5 inches. I'm just gonna confirm that right here. Yep, this first one starts at 1.5 inches. Then every one after that will fit this perfectly in, and you can see how that fits in there just beautifully. Here, let me put it a little closer to the camera so you can see. Fits in there nice and beautifully. I can really snug it down, push it down. These I cut a little bit deeper so they can really be pushed down in there. But everyone after this, like I said, is 1.75 inches. So it goes from 1.5 to 3.25 to 5. And so it keeps going on and so forth. So I did that same pattern on the second row. So on the third row, I'm just basically going to mimic that pattern on top. So we're going to go to 1.5, and I am going to use a Sharpie because it's just a lot easier. So 1.5, and then 1.5. Next is going to be 3.25, and I'm just going to eyeball it right here, which is going to be 5 next. The next one is going to be 6 3/4. Next one is going to be 8.5. Then we're just going to keep following down. Right there is 10.25, looks like. Let's see, 8.5. Yep, 10.25. Then we're going to go to 12. And then the last one is going to be 13 3/4. And there we go. We got our third row. So we will be done after that. And then I'll have to break out my handy dandy little cutter, foam cutter, and I will cut all this excess off. And this is the foam cutter that I'm going to use. And I'll put another line on there, and I'll try to cut right on the line. I'll probably use the Sharpie to cut it. And then that'll get rid of this ugly little blemish down here as well. Okay, so I had to change my downdraft because now I'm going up underneath this. I wanted some clearance here. So I have a pretty redneck rigged up power supply on top of my scroll saw. Oh, you can't see it. Let me pop it off here. So I got my scroll saw here with the power supply with the block, a 2x4 block, kind of holding this up. If I do this, the whole thing kind of droops down and then it gets in the way. But this right here will keep me up high, so that way I can collect all the dust. And you see I got free moves in here. And this isn't necessary. It just helps minimize the cleanup that I have to do afterwards. What do y'all think? Not too bad? Not too bad at all. Okay, and we're back again. Now we are just going to measure. So this is 30 millimeters or 3 centimeters. So we see our center here is 11, and we're gonna say 11, yeah, because that's where I put the line. So 9, 10, 14, right there, 14 centimeters. So that's where we're gonna cut it. So I'm gonna get my big T-square here. And put that right there. Get my Sharpie. Make sure we're flush enough up against this. Let's move it down just a hair. Here's our line we're going to cut on. So now I'm going to start heating up the foam cutter. All right, now the thing about this that I've learned is that you have to go slow. It's really kind of a annoying process, because if you go too fast, it'll just get all ugly. To test the heat, I'm just going to do this. Oh, there we go, right through it. Well, y'all, I don't know if y'all could see that. All right, so I'm just going to set this right here so you guys can see it. Just let it do the cutting for you. I'm not forcing it. I'm just kind of letting it fall, letting gravity use it. Now, if I was smart, I'd have put a block on the bottom, so that way it could just kind of, I could keep going down, but now I'm gonna have to pick it up, which is gonna be kind of annoying, because you can see there I was adjusting and I made a little blemish and didn't have a nice smooth cut there. And there we go, done, just like that. Now my wife can have a nice little thing. Let's see if I can smooth that out some. A little bit. All right, let's get rid of these rough corners right here, rough one. Yep, there we go. See, we'll smooth that one out just a little bit. That one looks like it's where I started at some point, and this one's nice and sharp, so we'll smooth that one out as well. There we go, done. So now, I turned it off. I'm gonna unplug it and disconnect it. And then I'm gonna set this on something metal, so that way it does not get all hot and burn something. So right here, I have my table saw, or miter saw, and I'm just gonna set it there, kind of hanging off. It can cool off, and everybody's good. And there you have it. Done. Looks good. Just got to get all these little excess off. You can see I can put one in there. I have enough room for, well, 15 plus 8, 23. So there we go. Got it. If you ever want to build one for your wife, you'll make her very happy, especially if you go and you buy these from the store. Just make sure you get good smells that she likes. And for those of you that were wondering where the tripod went, I actually didn't have one. I had this old mount from the car that's just got sticky stuff. And I pretty much used that on the phone. Over here I have a table that I stuck it on. It was a real pain in the butt to get it off of this, which is right there by my miter saw. Right here is the finished product. And what I did not realize, I had 5 empty slots left, these 5 back here, but I didn't realize there was still a whole bunch left in here. So, recommendation, always build another row just in case you might need it. And had I known, I'd have done winter, spring, summer, and fall. But, oh well, I'll fix it next time.